What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video. I'm really stoked about today's video because I'm going to be talking to you about how I took my business from $14,000 to $638,000 in a span of just 4 years. And so I'm going to share with you, first off, how much I've made since I started my business in 2018. And then I'm going to share with you 5 things that you must know in order to scale your business fast and reach all of your financial goals, okay? So the first thing that I've done is I have calculated up how much my business has made since 2018. So when I started my business, I was in college, and that first year I was very much just a freelancer. And through all of my client projects, I made $14,000, and that was massive for me as a college student, okay? Now, we made a pretty big jump in 2019. We made $76,000, which was really important for me back then because I was starting a family, and I realized that life is much more expensive than I had ever imagined. And that was a big year for us. Now, we started to put some processes into place, started building a team, and this helped us in 2020 reach $231,000. So another big jump. We saw a lot of success, landed a lot of big clients, and I was really thrilled about the trajectory of my business. Now, I had no idea that in 2021, I would be diagnosed with cancer, and there were 5 months out of that year that I was unable to work. And it was a really difficult year as I went through chemotherapy. And even with all of the struggles and the trials of that year, my business was able to make $638,000. And I've learned a lot about what it takes to scale a business and also what doesn't work and some of the mistakes that I've made. And so what I want to do now is talk to you about 5 things that you need to know and you need to implement into your business in order to scale and reach your financial goals. And the first thing is you need to change your mindset from a freelancer or a solopreneur to an entrepreneur, a business owner, a CEO. You've got to stop thinking small and start thinking big. Now, by doing this, by changing your mentality, there's a number of things that are going to happen. Naturally, you're going to have more confidence. You're going to be able to land more projects. You're going to be able to raise your prices. You're going to be able to command more respect. There's a lot that goes with changing your mentality. Now, what I've seen is when people stay in that kind of small-minded freelancer mentality, what often happens is they're not charging enough, they're not making enough, they have a lot more anxiety because their clients kind of push them around and demand more. And by changing this mentality, it's going to allow you to get away from a lot of that anxiety and struggle of a freelancer and start building a thriving business that, believe it or not, is going to take a lot of pressure off of you, okay? So what you need to do, first off, is you have to stop letting every decision be dictated by money, okay? This is the classic freelancer issue where we need money, right? We need the project, and so we're willing to say yes to everything, and we allow our clients to push us around and disrespect us and underpay us, and we allow scope creep, and we allow, the clients to ask for more than what we agreed upon. And there are just so many issues that go along with that. And so what you need to do is you need to stick to your guns and be willing to make the best decisions for you and for your business, irregardless of the money, because the money will keep you kind of captured in this box where you're unable to make the best decisions and unable to scale and grow. And so by changing your mentality, you're going to be able to avoid a lot of these pitfalls that I see in freelancers. Now, the second thing that you need to understand is you must hire a reliable team or it's going to be virtually impossible to scale, right? Your time is very limited and you can only do so many things in the day. And what I found is before I hired a team, I was very much caught doing tasks that were not only causing me way more stress and anxiety, but they were super time consuming. And oftentimes they were tasks that I just didn't enjoy or I wasn't very good at accomplishing. And so as I hired a team, I first off hired out the things that I hated doing, right? The things that were taking up most of my time, were causing me a lot more problems and stress. And so that's the first thing that I would recommend is if you're looking to hire a team, sit down and think to yourself, what are the tasks that I dislike doing, or what are the tasks that are keeping me from thinking big picture, and then find somebody to fill those roles. Now, I've heard before that when you're looking for somebody to hire, if you can find somebody that does at least 75% of the job that you do or the quality of, then that person is worth hiring because you're going to be able to help them grow and improve. So don't be so caught up in finding somebody that can replace you, because nobody can replace you, but you can certainly find good team members to help support you and that will learn and grow. Now, I learned the importance of having a good team as I was going through chemotherapy, because obviously I was unable to work and I had to rely on my team not only to fulfill their regular tasks, but they also had to field calls and get on calls with clients and negotiate and do so many different things. And I'm so grateful that I had an awesome team to fill in for me, because I was able to be confident in them, which allowed me to be at ease and take the time that I needed to get feeling better. Now, the third thing that goes right along with hiring a good team is getting out of the weeds. Now, you might have heard of this phrase before, but what this means is, as a freelancer or a solopreneur, we get so caught up in doing the small menial tasks that we're stuck looking only a few inches ahead of us. And because of this, we're unable to think big picture, okay? So what we need to do is we need to get out of the weeds. We need to get out of the menial tasks, the day-to-day work, so we can allow ourselves to think big picture and focus on sales, on the future of our company, on growth, on processes, on the things that are going to have a greater impact on your business. So obviously, the first way that you can get out of the weeds is by hiring good people. But the second thing that you need to do is you need to schedule out your day and then ask yourself which of these tasks are the most impactful or beneficial, and then get rid of those that aren't. And what I found is that there oftentimes there's good tasks and then there's better tasks. And those better tasks are often going to impact your business in multiple different ways, okay? And so by asking yourself these questions, you're going to be able to keep yourself in check and stay out of the weeds. Now, the fourth thing that I would recommend in order to scale your business is to diversify your business and diversify your sources of income. Now, you've probably heard online over and over again, you need to niche down. You need to find a niche. You need to pick an industry. And while this is true, in order to scale, you do need to find the thing that you do best and then focus in on that. There are also ways that you can diversify your income and use your skill set and your knowledge to make money in several different ways. Now, a good example of this is when I started my business, I purely did web design services. And then I slowly transitioned into offering web development and then SEO services. And then I thought, oh, hey, I've got this expertise. Maybe I can make a course on this and teach other people how to do this. And so then I launched a first course and then a second course. And then I started my YouTube channel. And then I started offering coaching and consulting calls. And before I knew it, I had all these different sources of income. And it was really helping not only kind of build up a consistent and predictable kind of income base every single month, but it was also giving me the ability to fill my time with really high value, impactful things. So for example, if I ever had a month where maybe I wasn't able to land as many clients for my agency, that was okay because I would open up my schedule for consulting calls and I would get paid for those. And by diversifying, it gave me so many different options, so many different solutions to make money, make an impact. And by doing this, you're going to be able to grow your business so much faster. The one thing that I will tell you is you don't want to diversify too much that every individual business that you're running is so vastly different from the others that you're stretching yourself too thin. So what you want to do is you want to pick an industry, and then within that industry, you can offer services, you can offer consulting, you can create a course, and you're still using kind of your core expertise in order to do this. And this is going to help you scale your business much, much faster. Now, I never would have imagined that building my community and selling courses would be so profitable, but that has been over the last year and a half about half of my income. And when I started it, I thought, oh, maybe I'll make a few $1,000s here and a few $1,000s there. But by diversifying and trying new things, I was able to uncover such a massive source of income that it's completely changed my business. Now, the fifth and last thing that you need to understand in order to scale your business is to surround yourself with big thinkers. Okay, now this sometimes can be difficult because as a freelancer, oftentimes we're working from home, we're alone most of the day. It can be a lonely job, but we need to do everything that we can to connect with other like-minded people and to surround ourselves with highly motivated, highly ambitious people that are going to help us reach that next level. Now, an example of this that I love to share is before I started my agency, I did door-to-door sales. I sold pest control. And since I've left that business, I've been lucky enough to kind of focus on my own business and grow that. But my brother and a lot of my closest friends stayed in the door-to-door industry and have since recruited hundreds of people, and they're making tons and tons of money. And they then turned around and they invested in real estate, and they're doing a lot of awesome things. Now, I love being around people like this because it motivates me so much to see other people that are thinking so big. And it helps kind of take your perspective and elevate your vision. And it makes you see that there's like more is possible than you ever originally imagined. And so an example of this is I go to the gym pretty much every day with my brother and some of our friends. And there was one day I remember that I had my first $10,000 month, and I was so excited to tell everybody. I just thought it was like the biggest milestone, and I was on track to make six figures, and I was so excited. And I got to the gym, and my brother and our friends were talking about all of their real estate deals and about how they were making like $20,000 in cash flow from their real estate deals. And my mind was blown. And my first thought was like, well, crap, that makes what I'm doing not seem so big. But as I thought about it, I thought, how cool is it that I can see other people doing big things? And so I went home that day, and I didn't even tell anybody that I had my first $10,000 day, because I went home thinking, what can I do to get to $20,000 a month as quickly as possible? And I was so motivated to do that, and I was so grateful that they had shifted and elevated my vision to show me that more was possible and that I could accomplish more than I ever thought I could by myself. And so by surrounding ourselves with big thinkers and motivated people, it's going to allow us to accomplish more. Now, my hope in building this YouTube channel is that I could provide content for you that will help motivate you and also elevate your vision. And I also am starting to post more on my Instagram to share more insights into how to grow your business. So if you're not following me on Instagram and you want to hopefully be surrounded by more motivation, that's going to be a great place to go. So go follow me at Peyton Clark Smith, and also continue to subscribe to my channel, as I've got tons of new content coming out every single week. But thanks so much for watching, and we will catch y'all in the next video.